Let's stop pretending we don't know what's happening. We are being governed like kindergarten children. But it's our fault because you get treated the way you act. If you don't fight for yourself, then people just run right over you. They talk to you slowly. They distract you with noise and entertainment, reward you for obedience, punish you for asking questions that you're not supposed to ask. The hardest truth of all this is they do it because it works, because we accept it. And we've been accepting it just like slavery, taking money from old people, getting rich while you're in office. In fact, taking our GDP and selling it. Just like you sell everything else. A responsible adult confronts problems. A child denies them, blames others, or waits to be rescued. Right now, as a nation, we are choosing to behave like children while insisting on being treated like adults. We are too proud to admit we have a problem with leadership, economics, defense, and with who actually holds the power in this country. And at the same time, we are not proud enough to do anything about it. We are ruled, not represented, by the 1%, by the entertainers, and by the bullies. Not because they are stronger than us, but because we have surrendered responsibility. So let's briefly talk about leadership. We elect legislators and executives and call them public servants, but tell me that they act like public servants. Then we watch them serve the people who will make them rich after they leave office. See, we pay their salaries. They take our money, but they fight for the lobbyists or the richest or the highest bidder. They bully us with laws we didn't write, budgets we didn't approve, and wars we didn't vote for. Then they sell us out, and we call that normal. At this point, we might as well stop pretending and elect the lobbyists directly. At least they would be honest about stealing from us. But honestly, that would require us to act like adults. And adulthood requires accountability. Instead, we accept a system where those who write the rules are funded by those who profit from breaking them. But not only that, we acquiesce to this and we co-sign this because we're not the people we were 100 years ago. Where public office has become a stepping stone to private wealth, where has that happened at? Oh, the legislature, executive branch, judicial branch? Let's break it down even further. Do you think that the police are here to protect us? They're here to protect property. And I've said this all along, and you may not like it, but guess what? You property. Don't even know it. Fight against each other instead of fighting against the people that we should be fighting against. We accept a system where those who write the rules are funded by those who profit from breaking them. This needs to be said over and over and over and over until everybody gets treated by the same laws, the same way, so that we can have a world where our children may have half a chance to make it better. But corruption isn't hidden. It's legalized, branded, explained to us like we 5 years old. And we nod along. Now let's talk about economics. We're being robbed systematically by the very people who claim to be working on our behalf. Our labor, our taxes, our futures are treated like raw material. Social safety nets are framed as burdens instead of promises. Entire generations are told to work harder while receiving less. And still we argue with each other of confronting the system that benefits from our distraction. That is not adulthood. That is recess behavior and defense. Let's be absolutely clear. Narcissistic behavior starts wars. Ego starts wars. Power game starts wars. And war is where the truly rich get richer. When war begins, the wealthy divide the pie. Contracts, resources, influence, reconstruction money. And whose children go to fight? Not theirs. It is not the sons of rich and powerful people. No, it's the people that look like me and you and our children. You think hedge fund managers and legislators' children go fight the wars and die? It is ours. Wars where the poor and middle-class children are sent to die for decisions they did not make, while those who made them give speeches about sacrifice from safe distances. And we are told this is patriotism. If that were true, the children of the powerful would be first in line. They never are. Now let's address the most uncomfortable truth of all. Our role in this. We won't even elect people who will fight on our behalf if they don't look like us, sound like us, or come from the right background. We choose familiarity over courage, tribal comfort over competence, identity over integrity. And then we ask, is this America or what? If America is a place where fear of difference overrides commitment to justice, then yes, this is America as we are practicing it. Not as we claim it to be, not as it could be, but as it currently is. We cannot blame leadership alone when we refuse to elect leaders who challenge us instead of entertain us. Which brings us to entertainers and showmen. We confuse charisma with competence, performance with substance, confidence with character. We reward those who make us feel good, not those who tell the truth. We cheer at slogans and ignore policy. We argue about personalities while systems remain untouched. This is kindergarten behavior. A child wants a story. An adult wants results. And bullies thrive in adults' environments where people are afraid to stand up. Bullies don't need everybody to agree with them. They only need most people to stay quiet. So here's the accusations stated plainly. We are being treated like children because we are acting like children, waiting for permission. We look for someone to save us. We argue over toys. The house is being sold from under us. Citizenship is not a costume you wear on election day. It is not a flag, a slogan, or a social media post. Citizenship is work. It is attention, discomfort, responsibility. A century ago, people with far fewer resources organized, resisted, built, and sacrificed, not because they were perfect, but because they understood something we have forgotten. Freedom does not survive convenience. If we want to be treated like adults, we must act like it. That means demanding transparency instead of spectacle, accountability instead of excuses, policy instead of performance. If it means voting for people who will fight for systems, not manage them for personal gain. It means rejecting bullies, regardless of which side they claim to be on. It means refusing to send our children to die for profits disguised as patriotism. No one is coming to rescue us. No one is going to suddenly grow a conscience and power because we act nicely. The moment we stop accepting kindergarten treatment is the moment the tone changes. Until then, they will keep explaining complex stuff to us in simple words.